morning, darlings. My name is Farrah and welcome back to my channel, Beyond the Female. Today I wanted to talk about a few of the points about body language. So I will be breaking down what body language is and how we can show good body language. But before we get started, I just wanted to jump in and quickly say the walls at the moment that you can see behind me, my room is currently getting redecorated. So yeah, that is the whole thing with the filming. Now let's dive straight in and get in with our first point. Now I'm definitely sure we all know what body language is. And we've all seen good body language and bad body language. This video is going to be more catered towards people who are trying to improve their body language for work or maybe interviews. So the first thing is to be aware of your body language. How you can do this is by filming yourself. I have noticed a great improvement with my body language from when I first started YouTube in 2015 compared to now in 2020. I have seen a drastic change with my body language, and that's just with practice, and it can go the same for body language as well. If you get your phone and flip it to the video, what you can do is, if you're filming yourself for long enough, you will actually end up seeing your real body language come out. If you're filming for about 10 to 15 minutes, you will start to see certain things about yourself that you probably never would have known unless somebody has told you. I noticed that in 2015, my videos, when I first started YouTube, I used to always throw out my hands. I used to exaggerate everything by my hands and how I speak. I've noticed that now, in 2020, I've started to pick up on my body language and work on it and try to improve it by not doing so much with my hands so you don't get too drawn away from what I'm saying. So let's break it down into two certain things, because I feel like people think that body language is just the way you walk and the way you carry yourself, and it's a lot more to that. So let's break it down into our 2 points. So our first point is the situation you're in, and our second point is the brand. Personal branding. So let's take our situation, for example. Where are you? Are you in a work setting? Are you going to an interview? Take that into consideration and prepare for it. Maybe if you're in a work setting or an interview, you might want to look a bit more formal compared to if you're just meeting friends or family. And our second point, personal branding. Consider how you want others to perceive you. Maybe if you're a creative person, you might want to express that with the type of clothing you're wearing or the jewelry you decide to pick out. For me, you guys know that I am obsessed with looking feminine, looking very girly. So if I was going to an interview, I would add a flair of my femininity into that, maybe the jewelry I pick out or even the outfit I pick out. It really represents you as a person, and people will pick up on that. Just remember, ladies, if you're picking out something such as jewelry, don't let it take away from you and your meaning. So let's go more in depth about the human body and how we can show good body language with it. First, we're going to start with the feet. The feet should be placed still and planted directly on the ground. They shouldn't be facing away from the person. They should be facing directly towards them. It's a very good giveaway if you look down at somebody's feet and look at if they're facing directly towards you or if one of them is facing the opposite way and the other is facing towards you. You can tell by somebody's feet whether or not they want to kind of escape and go that way, or they are listening exactly to you. You never really take it into consideration, but try it out. The next time somebody's talking to you, just glance down at their feet and see where their feet are pointing. So now let's talk about our arms and hands. We don't want any of this. No crossing of the arms, shoulders up, it looks very closed in. Try not to point as well, sometimes it can come off as quite aggressive. I have a bad habit of talking with my hands. Sometimes it's okay, but then sometimes it can get a bit much. If you're anything like me, maybe clasp your hands together so it stops you from that urge. And remember this when you're talking as well. Palms up can normally mean open and very honest, and palms down can often show confidence and assertiveness, and sometimes dominance as well. Our facial expressions. Now you're probably wondering, why did I name this video Body Language for Women? This is the reason why. Everybody needs to know about good body language. It's very important. However, women, I feel like we have to try a little bit harder. I'm sorry to say it, but I feel like we do. Especially in our jobs, we can normally forget about our facial expressions, especially if we're really listening to somebody speak. We can normally just drop our face and look like this. No emotion at all. And sometimes it can be very frustrating because we always have to be very perky and smiley, and sometimes it can be hard to remain that way. Especially for the men out there, you guys don't really have to do much, just smile every now and again. But for women, I feel like we have to always remain very perky and happy, especially in the workplace. Let's talk about the eyes. No eye rolling. Even if it's just to a colleague or you're just trying to have fun, just try not to do it because the wrong person may catch you when you're doing this and it may not be taken lightly. Try work on your eye contact. Don't just stare them out. Don't do that. But maybe just every now and again, have that eye contact so they know you are listening to them. And we've all had it, you know, them people that are just looking around and, you know, you feel like you're talking at them rather than to them. Our tone of voice. I came across something that I thought was very interesting yesterday that I read. And it was apparently that men typically use 3 tones of voices and women use 5. Crazy, right? I know for me, if I'm very stressed out, my voice raises and I actually end up speaking a lot higher with my pitch. And this might be the same for you. Just remember what setting you're in. You know, if you're giving a presentation and you're talking about something that you feel very strongly about, maybe you want to emphasize it in your words and your tone of voice. Compared to if you're asking a question, maybe you might raise your tone of voice by the end of the sentence. Now, let's go over to the more important points. Things that I believe everybody should know, even if you didn't take anything away from this video. These important points, I guarantee, will help you with your body language and will help you to improve and feel more confident about your body language. Your phone. Phone should be away. I know it sounds very weird to say body language and I'm talking about phones. It's very weird, but it is very true. When your phone is away, you don't have to constantly think about, have I got a message that I need to reply to? Have I got an email that I need to send? You know, something like that that's bothering you. Just put your phone away and think about what's going on around you and your situation. Lean in. Sometimes by leaning in, it can show that you're very engaged with the conversation and it can just signal that to the other person that you're talking to. Compared to if you lean backwards, for the other person it might feel like you've just disconnected with the conversation and lost that connection. And my last, final, important point, if you didn't take anything away from this video, try and match that person's energy. Get on their page, get on their wavelength, you know. That doesn't mean to say that if they're crying, you need to burst out and start crying too. No. I'm just saying if they're very excited and they're talking about a topic they're passionate about, maybe you might want to try and match that energy level. It creates a better conversation for you both, and I feel like the conversation will begin to get better. So here we have a few points that are broken down, going more in depth about body language and how we can improve it. I hope this video helps you, and if you don't take anything away from it, please remember them last 3 important points. So if you enjoyed it, please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I make feminine and girly content and advice videos, so please subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be the first to be notified for when I make a YouTube video. As for now, have a lovely day.